The hang handstand stand is a great way to finish the workout, to really work on your alignment. We use this every day at Origin. We try and get that nice straight line for the first 30 on each of them, and then we do a different shape variation for the second 30. When you're doing this, you want to really traction right out. Use that grip. The straighter the line you can get, the better. So you can really feel that line there. Lock the elbows out and control your breathing. You can look up at the bar, look straight ahead, or look down. So you're practicing those 3 head positions. And just feel how it shifts it a little bit. It's quite subtle when you're hanging. Much more intense when you're doing a handstand, changing those. Then you'd go into the second 30, would be the shape of the week. So as an example, first week of August we've got programmed is the tuck. So here is tucking up. You can just go to where the thighs are 90 degrees to the body and the butt sticks back a bit to counterbalance. Or you can come right up and just doing usually about kind of 3 reps, or you might just do a static hold of that shape for the full time. The handstand, when you're starting out, it's really important to have a good single leg down dog. So you might be here, driving that leg up. Really want to get that hamstring flexibility to start with. And get both sides, feel that shoulder shrug, get used to the blood going to the head, locking the elbows out. Then we work into the pole or the wall. Just make sure you don't put your toes in the hole if you're working on one of these type of rigs. You want the ball of the foot on there, lock your elbows, and then drive it up, and shrug up. Really work on the beginning. It's more just about trying to feel that straight line, get the breathing going, relax. And you get the 3 head positions, looking just between your wrists up through your eyebrows there. So you don't want to arch like that. Then looking straight, then you can do the looking up. Come all the way down to the ground, soft dismount. Then you go on the other side. You can begin the shapes, even in that position, just do the shape with the one leg. Or you want to get onto the wall and start working them there. From here, going into the stand, so you're locking out overhead, shrug up onto the balls of the feet. Really trying to get that line. This is quite hard, getting the ribcage alignment. I find it quite hard. Obviously the easiest one is the hang. Then this one in the handstand is hardest because the blood, but keeping those arms up, especially after you've done a handstand for a minute, if you've done a 30-second straighten and 30-second shape. I prefer people, if they're still on the L1, just to do 30 seconds a leg to develop that. So it's a great way to finish each workout. If you've got more time, take a bit of a rest in between, do multiple sets. It takes a long time to really feel that handstand line and to really get the body awareness of how, where your ribs are, where your lower back is, where your shoulders are. Very common error is the kind of, slightly bent elbows, chest pressing it overhead, arching through the lower back, piking at the hip. That's very common. That kind of shape most people do to start with because your body wants to look at the ground and feel a bit more in control of the position. It's almost kind of when you're overhead, you feel like you've really got to feel it rather than seeing it because you're looking right up through your eyebrows. You can obviously turn your head to look more at the ground, but you find it all kind of detract from that line. It does make it a bit easier to balance at the beginning though. So make sure each workout, if you've got the time, and you want to improve your handstand, it's a lot of volume, but you really want to make sure you've got quality in the volume. So using your phone or a camera to make sure you're getting feedback about your line. Using the walls, really important, so that way you can feel the line from the wall, whether you're doing the back to the wall or face to the wall, and getting those pull-offs and being able to really softly kick up is important. So I'm going to take you to the wall now so you have a bit of a look at that. Using the wall for handstands is a great tool. It's just important to do it correctly. So you really want to have that L-shaped handstand using the pole of the wall where you're out from it down first. So you really got that nice hamstring flexibility, good stability in the shoulders. You really lock out and shrug up. So that way when you kick up to the glass, you've got a base level of strength and control. Last thing you want to do is collapse into the corner, kick the wall too hard, break a mirror,
put your heel through the wall. So you want a nice controlled position in that, so that way when you kick up, you want to try and kick up as soft as possible. When you're starting out, you might come out a little bit from the wall, so you don't just headbutt the wall, because a lot of people planche forward a bit when they first start, but you're really trying to lock out and shrug up. It's good to be able to do it from here. I don't like people kind of skipping into it if they're doing it with the wall, because it's way too much power, and you want to develop that control anyway and that flexibility to be able to do it. So here, just getting that nice leg swing and then driving through that toe to push the body up into that stretch and reach for the wall. So you just tap and then softly come down. So you want to get that down, really try and keep the elbows locked. It is a little bit easier if you bend and then straighten the elbows to get the kick up. Just makes it a touch easier to get the hips up. Then once you've got that down, you want to come up, try and control it, and just softly touch, bring that second foot up, and lock out. So here I've got a little bit of an arch, so I want to get those elbows locked, get used to that, and then you can do the drill just pulling your heels off and back on. Pull them off and back on. Really trying to feel that line. Softly come down. So you want to get that nice straight handstand down. Once you've got that down and you're a bit more controlled with that, get closer and closer to the glass, so that way you feel that line, you're not just falling off. And you definitely don't want to push off the glass or split kick off the glass unless you have to. But you're trying to feel it come from the hand so you get good control. When you're doing that, you want to develop at least 30 seconds in a straight one before you even think about doing a different shape. The straight one or the split one, I like a lot of people just to work on that. Don't even bring that second leg up and then come down like in that first kick up, but just stay there and balance there rather than bring that second leg up. And what you want to feel once you start bringing that second leg up is as the second leg raises, the first leg joins it and they come together. If you just leave that first leg right back over, it's not too bad if you're fairly close, but if you're arching right over to touch that first leg and you're bringing the second one to it, you're going to find that you don't develop that correction into that straight line. That's why I like the hang drills. So if you do the split on the bar, you'll feel as you bring the feet together, it'll make you pull down straight and you try and get the toes to point directly below the bar. So we'll have a look at this month's version. So each week, we've got the double tuck first, then going to single leg tuck, then we're going the tick-tock, and then we've got a diamond shape. I'll go a little bit further from the glass for the tucks, because that way your butt can go back as the knee comes down. The diamond and the tick-tock, you want to go a bit closer so it stops you from piking too much. I can get a nicer looking position by piking from particular angles, but you want to work on that line so it may not be as extreme. So let's do the tuck first. So I've got to come out enough for my butt to go back so I can get a nice shape and bring my femurs down level enough. So I'll kick up, from there nice and soft, lock out. Now as I tuck down, I slide on the wall, and then my butt's going to go back to the wall. And bring those knees down, then I can try and get my lower back on. Come up, so I might do 3 reps of those. Then you've got the single knee tuck. So trying to bring that one knee down and alternating that. And then from there, with the diamond or the tick-tock, you want to be a bit closer, like I said, so that way when you're coming down into it, you're not going to pike and shift the weight so much. So the tick-tock's pretty simple. You'll feel the weight shift from arm to arm as you're doing it. So coming up, we get a bit closer. And from there, lock out one leg, and that one knocks the other one. Like that, and the diamond, toes together, knees straight out the side. So trying to get my knees back as far as I can as I come down. So those would be the second 30 seconds of the handstand. So you always want to work on your straight one. Really important to get that base. And then going into that for the stand for each of those.
The tuck one, lock out the elbows, trying to come down, control that. Your single knee one, you stay up on the ball of the foot, bring that, I'm going to use the wall for that one. So you don't want to have the heel down, it's pretty hard, that one. Lock the elbows, shrug up, get that heel off. Ooh, they're tough. And then the tick-tock, just getting that, staying on the balls of the feet, and then changing. You know, I can feel here, like when I'm fatigued, you start to want to go into those suboptimal shapes. So all of them, you know, there's a lot of work, especially by that 3rd minute. When you get to this, you're pretty fatigued. And here the knees going out wide, and locking out. Usually about 3 smooth reps with 3 smooth breaths. My kind of challenge with my handstands now is really to control my breathing and my alignment, get a nice stack, and really trying to press up further overhead so that way I've got better alignment, don't arch at all. So but it takes time, it's always more. It always seems, you know, if once you achieve something, then you realise that, you know, the technique wasn't as good as what it could be. It, you know, it continues the journey, and that's half the fun. So enjoy the process of improving yourself, and always work within the range where you feel good. You want to walk away feeling good for the rest of the day. If you strain yourself and twinge something, you know, it happens occasionally, but you're going to not allow for that next day performance. So if you're training every day, the skill levels will come up a lot faster. Plus you just enjoy the lifestyle of training. So enjoy it, don't go too hard, don't go too easy, just find that right level. See you next time.